Hey everybody, welcome back to the workbench. Got a new project for today, for the rest of the week while I'm off recovering from hernia surgery. I picked up the RC4 drive 2001 Toyota Tacoma body for the TF2. We are not going to put it on a TF2 though. We're going to put it on my axial 10-2, which it's a snug fit, but it does fit just about perfectly. I mean, we're slammed down on the back body post area here. I do have, as you can see, inner wheel wells that I chopped all to heck to make this body fit on it. But I'd rather have it with the wheel wells than without. I like how it sits low, real scale looking. The only thing I don't like is I can't get it any lower to get that little piece right there that shows. That always bugs me on any body build, honestly. But I might put some sliders on there so that it hides it a little bit. But other than that, I think this body's going to fit on here and ride real nice. I plan on decking this thing out for UST 2022 coming up in February. So after I build this body, I won't run it a whole lot. But let me show you everything that comes in this body kit. I'll put a link in the description under the video. It was about $55 for this kit, and I call it a kit because it comes with so many chrome pieces, the chrome bumpers, the light buckets, door handles, windshield wipers, everything you can think of to go on this body it comes with for $55. I bought other bodies that are $55 with just a sticker sheet and that's it. So for me, that's a heck of a deal. So let me show you what we get. Alright, so like I said, a lot of things come in this box. You get 2 sticker sheets that have your different shades of tint you can put on the windows. Even for the headlights, you can do different tints or styles if you don't plan on using actual lights in there. I plan on using lights, so I don't think I'll use any of those. You get all the license logos to put on there, some body decals. We're going to do our own body paint decals on this that you'll see shortly here, so I probably won't use a whole lot of these decals. Of course, you get your window mask. You got a 2-piece front bumper here. I assume this is a mount for a TF2 chassis. You get rear bumper, some body posts that are flat on top if you wanted to do magnetic bodies, which they look great, but I'm not a big fan of the magnet bodies. But I may change my mind before we finish this project. Your rear light buckets, all your windshield wipers, door handles, mirrors, all the clips for your light buckets. Get all that stuff with it. That's a lot of, I just noticed those, some nice little chrome Toyota logos. So yeah, that's a lot of stuff in a box for $55 if you ask me. So I'm going to show you what we plan on doing with this body real quick. Alright, so I've got some stencils here that I used my Cricut machine to cut that we're going to put on the inside of this body to paint. I've got 3 different colors that I'm going to use. We're going to do a really bright body with this one. We're going to do this light blue for the main body color. We're going to do accents in these decals with the light green, cherry red, which is pretty much pink, and I got a little bit of silver that I'm going to do the first white parts of these stickers that you can see. I'm going to do in silver. Hopefully I have enough silver. I have a feeling I'm going to run out. I had these 4x4s will go on the back panels, and you'll see as we go that there's more to peel off of that. These are going to go on the sides. There's a mountain range on there that'll be peeled off as we go along. The Toyota logo going on the hood. These were the original 4x4 decals I wanted for the rear quarter panels, but they were super hard to peel. I was losing all the lettering, so I just had to go with something a lot simpler, and I think it'll still look good. So this is what we're going to use as our stencils for the paint. I think I forgot to mention earlier, if I did mention it, then oh well, I'm saying it again. I did drill all these holes in the body already that are for the grill to be mounted onto. I think I'll have to re-drill them a little bit bigger maybe when I start putting the pieces on, but at least I've got a starting point there. I'll come back after it's painted and cut out these headlight pieces and the pieces for the rear bucket inserts. I made my marks with some gold paint on top of it when I had it sitting on the chassis, so that I'll know where the holes need to go for the posts. And I actually literally just got my new body posts in the mail, so I'll probably actually put the body posts in, set the body up, make sure for certain that I've got my holes marked in the right spots before I put the final coat of paint on it. So right now we're going to wash it up, then I'll come back, apply the stencils, and we will get painting. Alright, the body is washed and dried. Put my contact paper onto my stencils here. Now if you don't have a Cricut machine, which probably most of you don't, you can find people on eBay that will make stickers. These are, it's just basically a decal. I'm just going to use it as a stencil. But you can have people make these for you for fairly cheap, and if you're going to use it for the stencil purpose, just make sure that you have them print it in reverse, because when we peel this off and put it on the inside, it's going to go that way and it'll read straight. So you can find people to make stickers for you, or if you need something custom made, I can probably do something for you. Any image that I can get a picture of and isn't too small to weed the lettering out like you saw. I missed some details in the lettering here. The dot inside the P and the A, they're just, if the machine even does cut it well, it's just really hard to keep hold of a a sticker the size of a pinhead in there. So I'll just have to deal with that. Not much I can do. So we're gonna put these stickers on the inside of the body, and you'll see what that looks like. Alright, so what we're gonna do now, peel the backing off of this sticker, lay it flat, peel this backing as flat to the sticker as you can, and make sure as you're going that you don't see anything trying to stick, like that little piece right there. Push that back down. Don't want to lose the O dot. There it is. If you hold it as flat as you can, usually everything comes off nicely. If it starts coming up on the white, just push it back a little. Might have to get a tool out to keep that dot in the D stay. Alright. There's that. When you're putting it on there, don't let it touch until you're sure you're in the spot that you want it. Try to line it up with your other side, but no one's going to ever see both sides at the same time, so it's not that huge. But I'm going to try to line up my center of my letters right with the body line here. Don't push the whole thing on at one time, because we got to stay close on these grooves of the body. I'm starting at the bottom. Use my fingernail to make sure we get all in those contour lines. You can see the air bubbles through it if you have air bubbles. You just push those out. Work your way up. Back and forth on it and all the way up here. Now we are going to be going over the door handles, so that's going to be kind of hard as far as keeping our seams tight, but just be aware whenever you're taping off before you are ready to paint where your cut lines are, to make sure you're not going to have any bleeding. We'll get this up as tight as we can around the door handles and everything. Around that body seam real nice. So we're looking like that. I think it looks pretty straight for the most part. We got the other side done. Let's get the other stickers on. When you're peeling this part off, same thing as before, you want to make sure that nothing tries to stick. There we go. Try and push back down what we can here. That's the spot we're going to need more tape over top of anyways, though. Alright, last one. Toyota logo itself for the hood. It'll be the hardest because it's going to have to be dead center. It's going to be noticeable. Hopefully that was pretty centered. Pretty straight it looks like. Tried to find some alternate versions of that Toyota logo, like a splat, mud, dripping logo, anything like that. Couldn't find anything other than even a two-tone logo I couldn't find so that I could do a little striping on it, but this was about all you could find. So I'll do a little something with it with some multiple colors, but there we go. All the stencils are on. Now we have to tape up the whole rest of the truck. I was going to put the window masks on, but I've got to grind down where I drilled for these holes before I do that. So after I get done with this part of the painting, before I get to the full body paint, I'll mask the windows off. So one more step, one more tedious step of taping off the whole rest of this, and then we will be painting. See you in a minute. Alright, so I'm not fully taped up yet. I just wanted to show you, when I do a painting like this, I like to just do a good border of the masking tape, regular blue painter's tape. If I'm using tape for actual lines, I'm not going to use this tape, because even though it is painter's tape, I've seen it bleed through too much on the edges. If I were to be using tape for actual line work, I would use actual Scotch tape. And I say Scotch tape specifically because it won't leave residue on the on the body after you peel it away. An example of a body I did where I used masking tape for the lines is this guy here. You can see where it bled through. I probably could have went through and double checked that my tape lines were tight before I painted it, but either way, when I started using Scotch tape, I didn't see that issue as much. So, you know, it takes what could have been a really nice paint job and kind of jacked it up a little bit. So that's why I will use Scotch tape if I'm doing line work. But since I only have this like 3/4 inch masking tape and not a 2-inch roll or something bigger for the rest of this area, I'm going to get some newspaper, some sort of paper to tape off the large spots. If you were using an airbrush, you could probably get away with what's taped off here, but I'm not using an airbrush. We're coming straight out of the can. So let me get the rest of this taped all the way up here. Here we are, fully taped up. Ready for the first color to go on. See, I used the whole newspaper there for the filler. Like I said, make sure everything is filled in. It'll be worth it to take your time. Or else, if you think I'm not going to hit that one spot that doesn't have tape, that'll be the one spot that you hit. Then you'll hate it when you unpeel it. So, we're ready for the first color. Everything that's visible here will be silver. Hopefully I don't run out of this paint. I got very little bit. I know I've said like 5 times that we're getting the paint. Here we are, getting the paint finally. Get the paint inside the garage. It's a little windy out there. A little bit of paint, but I'm using really light coats that'll also help prevent bleeding and things like that. So let's see how far this can get us. Not getting as far at all. Plan B. Alright, so for plan B, thought I had some silver spray paint, regular non-Lexan paint, which I wouldn't normally recommend, but since we're doing just such a small bit, and it'll be coated with at least 3 other coats of actual Lexan paint, hopefully we'll be alright. But I wound up getting a can of chrome paint from my neighbor, since I'm not supposed to be driving right now because of the surgery, so that way I didn't have to drive anywhere. So we're gonna hit this with this chrome paint now, see what we get. since it's been a while since I started this paint, go back through and make sure your decals are stuck down nice and good. Got a bad bleed through on that side. I'm going to leave that alone. That's enough chrome. We'll let that set and we'll go to the next color. Alright, so here's our chrome layer. Like I said, we got a bad bleed right there. I'm not too happy with that, but can't go back and do anything about it now. Got the nice chrome highlight there. It's about silver. I wanted silver just to separate these bright colors that are going to go on it. I think that's going to look good. That had a little bit of the silver on it, and then the chrome backed it. This side came out a lot better. Didn't really run any over here. You can see we got our highlight there. So we're going to let this dry for a few minutes, then we'll take off the next layer to do the next color. Alright, so we've got the next layers peeled off, the inside of the TRD, these parts here, these parts here. We're going to do pink. Well, the pink is on, and I can immediately tell I didn't put enough silver on my silver spots. We got pink that showed through over the silver, especially back here. That outline was supposed to be silver, and you can see pink came through there. Stayed decent on the hood, but I just didn't get enough silver on these other parts. I didn't want to bleed anymore on the silver. So it is what it is. We'll get off the next layer and get the green on. Alright, third layer of vinyl is peeled off, exposing our mountain range. The 4s on the 4x4. And this part of the Toyota logo. We'll be doing that in our bright green. Let's get to it. Here comes the green. Alright, the green is done. Like I said, it's going to be a loud truck color wise. The green came out pretty good. And then you can get that bright blue. That's just my decal color, but that's about what the color is going to look like that I'm painting on it. So that's what we're going to be looking like, is about that blue right there. It'll definitely jump out at people. So, not the perfect paint job I was hoping for, but it'll work. It'll look good. It'll look better once I get the whole base coat on it. So I'm going to take all of this tape off of here, put the window masks on, and then we'll do the base coat. Alright, day 2, painting the body. I just washed it all up, put the window decals on it, tried to fix up some oversprayed spots with some fingernail polish remover. You can see that spot right there. That's what happens if you use a fingernail polish with acetone. I'd started out using about a 50-50 mix of acetone and non-acetone, and that you can see this little bit of green that's up here. That's about as good as it came off with the 50-50 mix, so I tried to do full acetone, and that's what happened down there. Sometimes that doesn't show up too bad once you paint it over it, but keep that in mind if you hear somebody tell you to use acetone on these bodies. That's what it's going to do to it. So I'm going to put the final coat back on this. I'll put the final coat on it and then bring you back to show you what it looks like. Alright, there's the blue. She's all done. Let's go ahead and peel the protective film off the outside. I figured I'd wait and do that with you, because who doesn't like to see the real reveal after the peeling. Like most of my videos, this one went longer than I intended, but hopefully I've got some good information in here and some good tips, even though most of those tips didn't seem to help me out too much. But I do really like how the blue itself came out. I think that looks really nice. And I could have just done it a single color and done it all blue, but I wanted to try to do something a little bit extra. Sometimes that's a risk. If you want to take the risk to get that little bit of extra, then that's what happens sometimes. Now let's check out the spots I tried to fix up. You can still see that green there I tried to get out. Didn't work too well. Front looks pretty good all over. I just realized I made one big mistake and took that wrap off without drilling my holes for the body posts. So that's fun. But there we go. If you guys made it this far in the video, appreciate you watching. And keep a lookout for this one out there at UST. I'm going to do a light kit and put all the chrome on, but this video is long enough, so I figured I'd save that for another video, hopefully in the next week or so here. Anyways, there it is, RC 4-wheel drive 2001 Toyota Tacoma with the TF2 going on the Axial 10.2.